those two actually played together, some outdoor sand, and they were together as a team, fared very well.
Hawaii did not play in 2020, Kaylee. They were one of the few conferences that opted out of fall sports, so they have not played since 2019. Now they are 2-1 on the year. They had a 3-game home set earlier where they beat Fairfield, lost to Marquette, and then beat Texas A&M out of the SEC. That's how they're 2-1. This is their first trip here to the mainland. Long flight, nonstop, but long flight nonetheless from Honolulu here to Orem, Utah. So we'll have to see how that plays into it. Their first time playing on the road in 2 years. So it'll be very interesting to see how they adapt to that. But this is a dang good team. They were picked to finish by the media, picked to finish first in the Big West. Did finish first as well in 2019 in the Big West. So a lot of talented returning players. You mentioned Brooke Van Sickle, someone to keep an eye on for sure. Experienced team, but I think we're in for a great match.
I agree. I think there's going to be a few things that the Wolverines can really do to help their case, and that's serving tough, try and get the middle out of system, and in return, they also need to pass well to get their middles going.
Abby Miller will serve first for the home team, Utah Valley. She gets the nod here in set one at that setter position. Likely to see Natalie Palmer in that role as well throughout the match. Not a great start as Utah Valley gets the point. Hawaii unable to get it over on their third hit, and the Wolverines strike first. Miller does have a service ace on the season. Did a nice job a year ago for the Wolverines from the service line. There's the set. They'll go to the true freshman, Mia Johnson. And Johnson gets Hawaii on the board.
Great setup block on the outside. She just barely got that kill.
True freshman Mia Johnson, all the way from the state of Texas, League City, Texas, making her way out to Hawaii. Got the start in those opening matches, played well against Texas A&M, and looks to be a key piece. A beautiful serve there and a little celebration from Martina Leoniak as she gets the service ace.
Oh, beautiful for Hawaii. It's one of the most frustrating serves as a passer.
Leoniak will serve again, a freshman as well, from Warsaw, Poland. Tanavasa to Miller. Back to Kristen Bell. It's deflected and kept alive by Bird. Now they'll go to Mia Johnson. Hawaii still on the attack. A second time to Johnson. Was it deflected? No, it was not, and the point goes to Utah Valley.
I can already see Utah Valley having a big presence at the net to begin with, and I wouldn't be surprised if I start seeing Hawaii start switching it up with tips and roll shots.
Johnson passing to Bird down the middle, and misfiring was Amber Igiti. It's another point for Utah Valley. Kristen Bell will serve. She was fantastic in the season opener against Utah. Nice to have her along with Tanavasa.
Great
Got a
serve.
handling error and a service ace for Kristen Bell.
That was such a smart service area as well to go after Mia Johnson. As a passer and a hitter, she has to do both. So make her focus on passing before she hits is a smart call.
That's something that opposing teams do to Kasna Tanavasa quite frequently.
All the time.
4-0 run now for Utah Valley. They're red hot here in the Lockhart Arena start, 5-2.
And kudos to Abby Miller right now as a setter, coming in as at the setter one position as a sophomore. She's doing an excellent job of mixing it up.
Bird setter's dump. And a side out, courtesy of Mylana Bird, the junior setter out of Houston, Texas. Much needed side out there to end a 4-0 run for Utah Valley. And now the freshman Mia Johnson serving for Rainbow Wahine. And it is a service error, giving it back to Utah Valley.
That's always really tough to finally side out, and then you
give it right back.
missing that first serve. Yep.
Bird setting it up this time to number 2, Brooke Van Sickle. Utah Valley on the attack. Overpass opportunity, and it's converted by Natalia Andrus of Utah Valley.
This is a rotation for Hawaii that they really need to take advantage of and try and side out. You've got Brooke Van Sickle and Amber Igidi at front row together, 2 of their best offensive threats. It's something they should be successful in.
Wolverines, good opportunity here to extend the lead. It's Andrus, and Andrus cannot connect. It's a side out for Rainbow Wahine. Serving now for Hawaii, number 5, first time into action, the junior from Moraga, California, Janelle Gong. Kristen Bell up to Abby Miller, down the middle, Andrus just gets a piece of it. Hawaii will counter, and they are unable to locate that back corner. It goes back to Utah Valley. Really nice start here for Utah Valley, not giving up any significant runs. I know it's early, Kaylee, but you have to be encouraged with this start after the performance in Salt Lake City a few days ago.
Yeah, I'm encouraged by their passing. Kaylee Downs just had an awesome pass to get the middle involved, but you also have to look at the amount of errors that Hawaii has made as well.
Yep. Tanavasa over the top. Miscommunication. Bird comes flying in, and now it's a great opportunity for Utah Valley. Andrus gets a piece of it. We've got a whistle, though.
Got a net violation.
It's a point for Hawaii. Marlena Bird serving. She has 1 kill so far here in set number 1. Nice pass from Bishop up top. Tanavasa, huge swing! And that cannot be contained. It's Kazna Tanavasa's first kill and a side out for Utah Valley.
And another great pass. I think that's what, to me, has been key in getting their offense going. Abby Miller and right now Natalie Palmer are throwing balls right side, middle, and outside.
And coming into tonight's match, Kaylee, you would have thought Rainbow Wahine would have had the advantage in that category. They're 6th in the country in assists, 8th nationally in kills per set, but right now it's clearly Utah Valley a little more crisp with the passing.
Yeah, yep. And I think I'm feeling like Hawaii's a little out of sorts just based off that set right there that Milana just did, because that was not hittable by any means.
Tanavasa serving. Wolverines lead by 5. Nice swing there and a side out courtesy of Brooke Van Sickle, one of the great outside hitters right now in volleyball. Part of a decade. Before that, you had Sierra Starley. And right now, it appears that he's got another crop of good setters.
Yeah.
Natalia Andrus serving. Wolverines lead by 5. Trickles over the net. Johnson comes in. Bird down the middle. And Hawaii with the side out. That was Skylar Williams, the middle blocker from Bellflower, California. Serving now will be the libero, freshman from Honolulu, Taylor Ikanaga. Ikanaga to Bell. Bell passing to Palmer. Back to Kristen Bell. And a beautiful swing and a kill for Kristen Bell.
Awesome swing. I'm not sure if she got over the block or if she got on the side of that block. That was right down the line.
Side out percentage greatly favoring Utah Valley here in set number 1, 71 to 41%. As the Wolverines have tied a set high lead of 5. Bird down the middle to Brooke Van Sickle. She has quite the verticality at 5'9" and comes flying in and gets the side out for Hawaii.
She does. She looks small compared to their height that they have, but she can jump really well.
They're the second tallest team in their conference, just right behind Cal Poly, who the Wolverines will play in their next match tomorrow in Salt Lake City. So this will be a good little preparation for Cal Poly, but yeah, that's a great observation that they're a very tall team. She's, 5'9", that's still tall, but man, she makes up for it with a high vertical.
Yeah.
Side out Wolverines. Kristen Bell serving. Bird setting it for Leoniak. This is still in play, and Abby Miller gets it to Brighton Bishop. It happens, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a match, but if the ball hits the pipe and stays in play on your side, you play on like we see right now.
It's a little bit why Wolverines have home court advantage with those pipes.
Tanavasa just a little long, and it'll go to the Rainbow Wahine on a wild sequence that involved the ceiling here in the Lockhart Arena.
Great defensive plays by the Wolverines. It's too bad they couldn't finish on that, but I love that Hawaii's just swinging right now.
Mia Johnson on the service line. And a second service error for Mia Johnson. Wolverines with the edge from the service line here in set number 1. No service errors for the Wolverines, 2 for Hawaii. Bishop serving for Utah Valley. Woo! Brooke Van Sickle. You can see why she's top 10 in the country in kills per set. Excellent kill there from the senior.
Excellent vision as well. She seems to be able to find the holes mid-air.
Serving now, Janelle Gong. A service ace. Nice serve there. The 3rd service ace for Hawaii, kind of keeping them in this thing in set number 1. We'll see if Gong goes towards Tanavasa again. Kristen Bell slides in. Dorius with the kill and the side out for Utah Valley. Second currently on the team in total kills, Tori Dorius. Maybe an elevated role here in 2021, and she's been really solid to start this 2021 campaign.
I always like watching Tori come in and just do her thing. She seems to be a little overlooked sometimes, and I love the way she just comes in and does her job.
Natalie Palmer, service error for the Wolverines. So the serve for both teams getting a little loose here in set number 1. Wolverines still lead at 15-12, led by as many as 5. Bird on the serve. Overpass is converted by Brooke Van Sickle, and the Hawaii fans here on the road making some noise as the Rainbow Wahine cut it to 2.
That was a statement. That was not just a kill.
I like that. Tanavasa, nice pass to Palmer, back to Kaz, over the block, and diving pancake, excellent play by Hawaii. But ultimately, Kaylee Downs and the Wolverines do get the side out, but great effort there from their libero, Taylor Ikanaga. Great effort doesn't result in the point, though, as we often see in volleyball. Serving now and into action for the first time, Abby Vincent for Utah Valley. Bird setting it up for Leoniak. Kristen Bell. Ikanaga with the dig. Leoniak. Brighton Bishop can't keep it in, and it is indeed a kill for Leoniak.
I think where Hawaii places their libero has really helped them. You see collegiate and even high school teams right now have the debate whether they should put their libero in the middle back or on the left side. And so far, Hawaii has had excellent defensive plays having their libero on that left side.
Bell to Palmer, back to Kaylee Downs, deflected at the net. Diving in is Ikanaga. Mia Johnson over the block. Palmer's ready for it. Bishop up to Downs. Hawaii will have to get it over. Nice opportunity here for the Wolverines to push the lead to 3. And yes, Kristen Bell, who has been red hot in set number 1, sides out for Utah Valley.
That was an excellent tempoed set to the outside. The block could not get there in time, and she really took advantage of it.
Kristen Bell is, this word sometimes gets overused in sports, Kaylee, but dare I say underrated. She's just been so steady for Coach Atoa for so long in her senior year. and she's having an excellent start to this 2021 season. Mia Johnson with the kill for Hawaii. Hawaii keeping it close. They've trailed for the entirety of this first set. Ikanaga serving for the Rainbow Wahine. Palmer pops it up, and Vincent will hit it over. Bird setting it up on the right side. Nice swing, but a good dig from Utah Valley. Kristen Bell into the back corner, diving in. What a play from Brooke Van Sickle. Vincent to Palmer, over to Kristen Bell. Hard swing, and yes, Kristen Bell again with the kill. She has the hot hand.
She is really exploiting that line right now, and I don't know if their block is not taking that away. They're not getting all the way out to the antenna, or if she's managing to sneak it by them or go over, but that's the second or third kill she's had down that line.
Abby Miller, setter for the Wolverines on the service line. Johnson to Bird, down the middle, Sickle over the block. Just a hair late, right idea for Abby Vincent, but couldn't quite get there, and it's a kill for Hawaii.
Heads up play by Brooke Van Sickle. I love that back row attack, where she's been pounding balls, and then you sneak in a tip like that. It's so smart.
Martina Leoniak on the serve for Rainbow Wahine. Great serve. Bishop comes diving in to keep it alive. And it results in a Wolverine side out and a kill for Tori Dorius.
Dorius 3 for 3 with kills, hitting 1,000 right now on all 3 of her attempts. You've got Kristen Bell also with 3 kills, hitting 429 for the Wolverines.
Kristen Bell serving into the net. Service error for Utah Valley. That is their second service error here in set number 1.
You hate to see that so late in the game when it's close.
Mia Johnson now will serve. She has 2 errors of her own. Not this time. Miller down the middle. Kendra Knock with the swing. Hawaii on the counter. Nice play there from Bishop to keep it alive. Tanavasa on the counter. Oh, the block at the net brings Rainbow Wahine within 1. Great play there by Amber Ijidi, the sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on the block. Hawaii on the serve, looking to equalize late in set number 1. And it is a third service error for Mia Johnson. We know, especially in the state of Utah, this gets brought up a lot, but you played, so it's worth asking, is the elevation play into this at all?
I have thoughts on this. Training here athletically and physically, definitely. The air is thinner. I remember training at home in Arizona, then coming up to Utah and feeling like I did nothing all summer. That's how the elevation affects it. As far as the ball goes, I don't think it's that big of a difference. Teams who don't train here and come play here can say otherwise, but I don't think it plays too much of a role. It's not a good excuse.
Hawaii ties it up with the block. Skylar Williams, the senior, equalizes at 20, and now it's just a best of 5 here for set number 1. Hawaii has not led in this set, and a service error gives it back to the Wolverines. A painful service error when they had the momentum.
Yeah, though they've had some costly first and second service errors. Like I said, late in the game, service errors are not good, but go on a run, 5 or 6 points, and then miss a serve, and maybe it's excusable.
Freshman Natalie Palmer serving for Utah Valley. Bird has to struggle to keep it in, and Mia Johnson cannot hit it over on hit number 3. Wolverines go back up by 2. It's a sequence that this Wolverine team practices often. I'm sure you've been through these a lot. Best of 3, best of 5 situations. And right now it's 2-0 Utah Valley with 3 to go. Service error for Natalie is the service line and the errors, 8 combined errors. You don't want to give up another one of those this late in set number 1. Palmer comes in. Bishop setting it up for Downs, but no, we have a handling error that sends it back to Hawaii.
Yeah, Brighton Bishop as a libero cannot set the ball overhead in front of the 10-foot line. So as a libero, you try and stay behind the 10-foot line. What she can do is jump behind the 10-foot line, set it in front of the 10-foot line. But with that jump, sometimes comes ball handling errors.
Another costly service error from Hawaii. That might do it in set number 1. Still a point to go. It is set point, but man, 6 service errors now for Rainbow Wahine. Has the home team, Utah Valley, eager to take set number 1. Bird down the middle, and a nice pass and finish from Mylana Bird to Skylar Williams. There's still hope for the Rainbow Wahine. Their libero, Taylor Ikanaga, serving. Palmer down the middle. Kendra Knock pushes it back to Mylana Bird. Brooke Van Sickle over the block. Palmer's ready for it. Bishop pops it up for Kristen Bell. And it is Kristen Bell who finishes off set number 1 with her 4th kill.
Good job.
Welcome back to Orem, Utah, on the campus of Utah Valley University. Matt Biamonte and Kaylee Doxey here as the home team Wolverines in white held on to win set number 1, in which they led the entirety, 25-23. What kind of changes do you think Utah Valley can expect to see here from Hawaii as they try to notch it up at 1 set apiece?
That is a good question. I expect them to not miss 6 serves.
Yep.
So they will have to force Utah Valley to pass the ball more. I expect them to get their middle, Amber, more
IGD?
involved.
Yep.
Yes. I expect them Hawaii just to come out more focused, which means Utah Valley has to then stay focused as well.
Nice dig there from Brighton Bishop. Dorius now over the block. Bird back. Miller comes running in. Tanavasa now just a little too soft for Kaz. And Hawaii gets the first point. It's their first lead of the match.
That's right.
Taylor Ikanaga serving for Rainbow Wahine. Miller tracks it down and pops it up for Tori Dorius. Dorius is blocked by Martina Leoniak. Serving is the libero, number 16, Taylor Ikanaga. Ikanaga with 4 digs so far tonight. Miller all the way over to Tori Dorius. Nice dig there from Van Sickle. Mia Johnson a second time right down the line. Nice play from the true freshman.
That was an excellent shot right there. She was there. She had nowhere to go. She had a big block in front of her. The ball was tight, and she cut that ball angle, and nobody was there to get it. Very smart.
3-0 run to start set number 2 for Hawaii. Kendra Knock now deflected at the net. Tanavasa back to Miller. Setter's dump. Abby Miller with the side out for Utah Valley.
Very timely, too. We saw that last set with Hawaii. Your team goes down. I mean, Wolverines went on a 4-0 run, and finally Hawaii setter just said, I've had enough, and she dumped and side out for Hawaii. Abby Miller was thinking the
Excellent
same thing.
serve. Oh, the overpass could not be converted by Kendra Knock. Hawaii with a chance now. Wolverines will get the point. after that net violation. Kristen Bell will serve. 4 kills for Kristen. Mia Johnson, nice play at the net, but it goes right into the lap of Amber Igidi, who finishes it off for Hawaii.
Great heads-up play. I've also noticed that Hawaii's passes are a little tighter to the net, but it helps that Milana Bird is 6'2" as a setter and can jump up and get those balls. It helps having a tight pass to run such a quick middle. I think that's why their middles have been so successful.
Miller down the middle. Hawaii with the point. Leoniak will serve again, 5-2. Leoniak with 1 kill, hitting 125 here in the match. Overpass is converted by Mia Johnson. And Hawaii is having their way here in set number 2, forcing an early timeout from Coach Atoa. And we'll take an early timeout here in set number 2 as well, as the Rainbow Wahine lead by 4. Mia Johnson here in set number 2, and their serve has been better as well.
Yeah, overall offensively though, they have 3 kills and 0 errors for this current set, so they're hitting 429. Offensively, Hawaii just decided to turn it on.
They only hit 152, in set number 1. There is another service error that has plagued Hawaii so far in this match. 7 service errors now.
Yeah, and it's not just service errors, it's first service errors. It's that even your first chance to get that ball over after a timeout. It's gotta go.
Bird runs in, sets it up for Mia Johnson. Bell to Miller, back to Tori Dorius. Was not touched, so it'll be a Hawaii side out as Dorius missed on the near sideline.
Great swing though, I think it was close.
Bell to Miller, back to Dorius. Into the middle, Bird to Ikanaga, and now back to Brooke Van Sickle. Deflected at the net, results in a Wolverine side out.
I think that was Brooke Van Sickle's first error of the game, courtesy of that right side block.
Natalie Palmer comes in, as well as Kaylee Downs for Utah Valley. Palmer, unique story, true freshman setter, playing with Abby Miller at that position. Wasn't planning on playing collegiate volleyball out of the state of Arizona. And a few months ago, Coach Atoa said, hey, you want to come up to Utah Valley and play? We got a spot for you. And here she is, playing as a true freshman.
Also, interesting fact, she is from my hometown, Gilbert, Arizona, and wearing my uniform number as well.
Does it bring back good memories, seeing a Wolverine 6?
You know what? Saren Jardine was number 6, and I was pleasantly happy that she had that number as well.
Jardine, if you don't know, at home, an outstanding libero for Utah Valley. One of the best that's ever played the position for the Wolverines, and she could have returned this year had she wanted to, but plans were made to move into the next phase of life, and she certainly missed, but the Wolverines are in good hands with Brighton Bishop as well. But Saren Jardine, definitely one of the reasons we talked earlier, Kaylee, about Jason Funk Stratton, and Saren Jardine was that other starter, so the 2 starters departing for the Wolverines, they had a big impact on the program.
Yeah, and Saren's just not an overall good player. She's an overall good person. She was a captain in the true sense of the word, a leader. She was a student athlete with the best of them. She, I believe she was Student Athlete of the Year for Utah Valley last year, as she was in the middle of nursing school during that spring 2021 season.
Oh, so close, but it does result in an error. A lot of service errors here in this match so far for both teams. Utah Valley with 4 now, Hawaii with 7. Double digits combined for both, as the setter, Milana Bird, will serve. Nice serve, diving in was Brighton Bishop to keep it alive. Bird to Ikanaga. Back to Brooke Van Sickle. Nice dig. Results in an overpass. Kasdan was there for it. Hawaii setting up shop now. It's Leoniak with the kill for Hawaii.
Great high hand swing off the top of the block. There was no way that Brighton Bishop was going to reach that deflection.
Bird will serve again. She has 11 assists. Nice play by Bishop to get underneath that one and keep it in play for the Wolverines. Van Sickle off the fingertips of Kaylee Downs, and it's another kill for Brooke Van Sickle. Top 10 in the country in kills per set at 6th overall.
Kudos to Brooke Van Sickle for putting that ball away offensively, but Taylor Ikunaga as the libero taking those second balls and putting them in a great position for the hitters. I've really enjoyed watching her play defensively and taking those second balls for the setter.
Wolverine side out, courtesy of the Hawaii error. Four-point lead. Rainbow Wahine have led throughout set number 2. Natalia Andrus into action for the first time in this set for the Wolverines on the serve. Tanavasa to Palmer, over to Kristen Bell, who had the hot hand in set 1. Palmer setter's dump. Nice play by Williams to get a piece of it and keep it in play for Rainbow Wahine. Kendra Knock mishits it and it results in a kill. Gotta love to see that surprised look on Kendra Knock's face, but hey, the result is all that matters.
I didn't see a surprise. I saw like a frustration like that.
Hey, if frustration results in a positive play, then right. It's a great thing.
Pleasantly surprised.
Andrus with the serve again. 1, 2, 3, and it is Skylar Williams finishing it off for Hawaii. They have greatly increased their side-out percentage here in set number 2. They were in the low 40% for most of set number 1, and now they're up to 65% for the match. And on the other side of things, Utah Valley's dipped down to 60%. Kendra Knock can't handle the serve, and it's an ace for Rainbow Wahine. As they go back up by 5, matching their largest lead of the match. Brooke Van Sickle, the senior, will serve out of the state of Washington. Transfer from the University of Oregon. And another ace for Hawaii. They've had their issues on the service line, but they're cranking it up here in set number 2. We'll take another break here on ESPN+. We'll be back with the remainder of set 2 after this.
Wow, that's a low price. Oh, that's a low price.
Oh, that is a low price.
What's a low price?
Oh, that's a low price.
Can you let me shop?
That's a low price.
I'm kind of kidding.
At Amazon, anytime is a good time to save.
And Doug.
Oh, are you using Liberty Mutual's coverage customizer tool?
Sorry?
Well, since you asked, it finds discounts and policy recommendations, so you only pay for what you need. Limo, you're an animal! Who's got the bird legs now?
Rainbow Wahine on a 3-0 run to extend the lead to 6, and leading the way for Hawaii is Brooke Van Sickle with 7 kills. Mia Johnson, the freshman, with 4. She had a negative hitting percentage at the end of set number 1, but has improved that play here in set number 2. She's hitting .077, 4 kills, 3 errors on 13 attempts. For the Wolverines, Kristen Bell been a little quiet, as well as Kaz Natanavasa. Kaz with only 1 kill. She was the Wolverine leader in that department heading into tonight's match of 22, and she's been mostly quiet so far tonight.
Mostly quiet, 4 errors. She is hitting negative right now. I think getting her involved could be a very good thing for the Wolverines. However, I do think that The setting attempts have been very well spread out. It's hard to know who to block defensively when you have so many options right now. You've got Kristen doing well. You have Tori hitting 125. You have Kaylee Downs hitting 429. So a lot of good options for the Wolverines.
Abby Miller serving. They'll need to go on a run here soon to make things interesting at the midway point of set number 2. Here's a good opportunity. Miller into the back corner. Brooke Van Sickle keeps it in play. Leoniak is denied. Oh, what a play by Van Sickle. It results in a Hawaii point. Incredible.
Excellent defense by Hawaii.
It looked like a sure point off a Wolverine block, and Brooke, quick reaction time, kept it in play, and then the Wolverines couldn't handle it, and the lead is back to 6. Diving in, Brighton Bishop. Kendra Knock now, and yes, Kendra Knock with the side out for UVU. Third kill for Kendra Knock. Kristen Bell on the serve for Utah Valley, down 5. Nice serve. Van Sickle was there for it. Mia Johnson now. The block stays in. Back-to-back points for Utah Valley.
Looked like it hit off her head and went out. Maybe that's why they called it. Maybe it wasn't. Either way, she knew she got blocked.
Bird down the middle, and it is Amber Igidi getting through the block, and it's a side out for Hawaii. Igidi now with 3 kills.
Igidi and Bird look like they have such a good connection. And I've talked about Bird's height being an advantage. And I think that connection with a tall setter, tall middle, you communicate a little better that way.
Hawaii block results in another point. The lead is back to 6. Matching their set high lead. It's been all Hawaii here in set number 2. What's been the biggest change that you've seen from Hawaii?
Their offense is turned on. They're hitting over 300 right now. I think they're really being smart with their offense. They're making less errors, and they're serving. They're getting more opportunities to play volleyball and have an offense to run because they're keeping the ball in play.
That's a good point. Hawaii over 300% hitting. Wolverines below 100%. Well, it just went up to 125 after that kill from Kaz. Setter's dump taken care of by Kristen Bell. Miscommunication in the back row, but Hawaii will get it over. Overpass. Hawaii will set up their offense. Abby Miller, can she get it over? What a play, Abby Miller. A little life here in the Lockhart Arena. Oh, excellent. Brighton Bishop with a diving save. This is probably the best rally we've seen so far tonight. Mia Johnson misses, and it's a Wolverine point. Oh, no.
Net. It was a net call on the Wolverines.
Oh, that one hurts.
That hurts. That is a big momentum killer. After such a good rally. Great defensive plays by Brighton Bishop.
Hawaii goes back up by 6. Coach Atoa is wondering what happened there.
I don't want to name names, but she said Natalia Andrus was in the net. So
and
unforced errors.
Look, Natalia Andrus did nod her head.
She did.
So
she knew what happened. It's unfortunate timing.
Miller, what another great play by Abby Miller, working hard to keep it in play for Utah Valley. The slide by Hawaii, though, connects. Igidi. Miller was out of sorts after having to run that down earlier in the play. And Hawaii goes up by 7. The effort has been there for Utah Valley.
And the athleticism. I'm loving how athletic the defense is looking for the Wolverines.
Kazna Tanavasa a little off the mark with that pass, resulting in another Hawaii point. They're up 8 now here in set number 2. And obviously, based on the expression from Natalia Andrus, there was a net violation, but just imagine if that goes in favor of Utah Valley.
Right.
That would have ended a scoring opportunity. Instead, Hawaii on a 3-0 run, seizing control late here in set number 2. Van Sickle gets the kill for Hawaii, make it a 4-0 run, and it's feeling like it's going to be notched at 1 going into the break.
Hawaii's doing a really good job of exploiting Kazna right now with their serve. I think they tried to in that first set, and they never got too many chances with their missed serves. Kaylee Downs also took a lot of those passes from Kazna, and now you're seeing her have to pass, and she just went outside to hit, and she got blocked. So she's having to work double hard for points.
Rainbow Wahine up by 10, the largest lead of the match. And they're looking like that preseason selection to win the conference. Going up by 11 now. It's been all Hawaii in set number 2. What a turn of events for the Rainbow Wahine. Never led in set number 1. Now they lead by 11 here. They'll tie this up 1-1, which is not a bad place to be if you're Utah Valley with 3 sets potentially left to go. Van Sickle misfires, and it's a side out for the Wolverines. Hawaii was on a 6-0 run. Largest run of the night before that side out on the error from Van Sickle. Still, Rainbow Wahine hitting 300, Wolverines down to 0-3-3. Offensively, it's been a nice performance here in set number 2.
It's a nice break for the Wolverines with an out-of-rotation call. You don't see those very often, but it could be something that helps the Wolverines maybe get some momentum going into set number 3.
Palmer on the serve. Bird setting it up for a GD. Kristen Bell can't handle it. And now it is set point for Hawaii. We'll see number 5 in for the first time. Riley Wagner, a sophomore from Dublin, Ohio. And Wagner will serve for Rainbow Wahine to put an end to set number 2. Palmer setting it for Tanavasa. Nice hard swing, but kept in play by Wagner. Good effort there. They'll try Kaz a second time. Was it deflected? No, it was not. And Hawaii takes set number 2, 25. Wolverines will serve first. Abby Miller to get things underway. Bird down the middle. It's blocked at the net. We just talked about it. And Kendra Knock and Tori Dorius. Strong play up front for Utah Valley. Miller will serve again. Leoniak on the right side misfires, and Utah Valley scores. Abby Miller out of Pleasant Grove High School. The pipeline between Utah Valley and Pleasant Grove as strong as ever. Tanavasa from Pleasant Grove, Brighton Bishop from PG, Miller as well. The pancake for Miller. Tanavasa dives to keep it in play, can't get underneath it, and it goes to Hawaii. Love the effort to start set number 3 if you're a Wolverine fan. Effort really has been there throughout.
Yeah, I think a lot of what happened in set 2 is not for lack of trying. I think sometimes the ball goes your way and sometimes it doesn't. In Hawaii, it went for Hawaii much more than it didn't last set. And uncharacteristic mistakes from Brooke Van Sickle like that is something that the Wolverines really should capitalize on.
Abby Vincent into third set action for the first time, very early in set 3 on the serve. Setter's dump. Brighton Bishop is ready for it. Miller all the way over to Kristen Bell, and she gets through the block. It's 4-1 Wolverines.
She has really been the cornerstone right now in the Wolverine offense this match. She has a great hitting percentage. She has at least 5 kills. I think she's doing a really good job outside.
Bird setting up for Van Sickle into the back corner. Miller pops it up. Vincent all the way over to Kristen Bell. Hits the antenna. Pass was a little long for Kristen, resulting in the Hawaii point. Wagner on the serve for Hawaii. Dorius is denied. She pops it up, and it does not go over the net. Another point for Rainbow Wahine. Bell to Miller. Kendra Knock now down the middle. It's a point for the Wolverines. It would have been a point either way. It ended up being a violation on Hawaii, but Kendra Knock, I think, would have scored in that situation as well. So side out, Utah Valley.
I believe that she will get credit for that kill regardless. Great cut.
The stats have been a little weird today here in the Lockhart Arena, so we're not sure on that point of view, but we'll try and keep you at home updated on the stats. Van Sickle misses. That's another point for UVU.
Hawaii fans very concerned, thought they saw an apparent touch on that hit. No one, including coach on Hawaii's side, is arguing that though.
Bishop on the serve for the Wolverines. Bird, slide, Igidi, and Igidi gets the side out for Hawaii.
They've been successful on that slide. I think they should continue to run that until it becomes unsuccessful, but with the setter front row, with Bird front row, that slide is a very good set to have in your toolbox.
Janelle Gong comes in to serve for Hawaii. Gong with one service ace and a dig throughout this match. Dorius over the block. Diving in was Gong. And the kill. Brooke Van Sickle, first player in the match to double-digit kills.
She is just so athletic.
A senior who did not play last year, as Hawaii was one of the few teams in the country that opted not to play. In 2020, she's back for her senior year and having an outstanding start to the season. They'll go to Brooke again over the block. Kristen Bell was ready. Dorius with the side out for Utah Valley. Four kills now for Tori Dorius. Second on the team this year in total kills. Doing a nice job alongside Kristen Bell and Kaslin Tanavasa. Down the middle. Downs pops it up. Play at the net between Bell and Bird. We're still going here. Palmer gets it over the top. Bird all the way over to Van Sickle, and Van Sickle delivers again for Rainbow Wahine. 11 kills now for Brooke, 6th nationally in kills per set, and you can see why with the performance she's put on so far. Kaylee Downs finishes it off. Hawaii not sure that the play at the net that was made by Natalie Palmer was a legal play. They're arguing it. We'll have to see if she challenges or not, and I believe she will challenge the play from Natalie Palmer at the net.
And what they're challenging is, right now Natalie Palmer is back row, so it is illegal for her to attack the ball when the ball is over the plane of the net. So what they are concerned about right now is that Natalie Palmer might have jumped and reached over the net to bring the ball back, and at the same time, Hawaii's blocker touched the ball at the same time. If Hawaii had not touched that ball,
there was certainly a good enough angle
yeah.
to make that decision. Diving in is Palmer as we resume play. Utah Valley up 2. Tanavasa over the net. Sliding in was Bird. Ikanaga over for Van Sickle. Bell, Tanavasa now. Yes, Kazna Tanavasa gives the Wolverines a 3-point lead here in set number 3. Kristen Bell will serve for Utah Valley. Ikanaga to Bird, now back to Van Sickle, a block at the net. Tanavasa, Sadie Hampson there on the rejection. It's nice to see the Wolverine block come alive here. Virtually non-existent in set number 2. Only one block, they were outblocked 4-1, but I sense more determination at the net from this Wolverine team. We have another stoppage in play here. Looks like they switched the point.
Yeah, I think there was a rotational issue.
Oh, bummer for Utah Valley.
Yep, it did give the point to Hawaii.
So no, it's not a 3-point lead. Instead, it's 9-7 after that error. Tanavasa gets through the block and pushes the lead back to 3, 10-7.
This may be the little run Kazna needs to get back in this game mentally. She's, I believe, only had 2 kills on the whole match, and she just got another 2 in the last 3 points.
Hampson on the serve for the Wolverines. Back to Leoniak, but Palmer with the dig. Bell to Tanavasa. Kaz again. Bird pops it alive. Ikanaga over to Mia Johnson. Nice dig there from Sadie Hampson. Bell gets it over. Leoniak again, and this time she draws the high hands, and it's a side out. Taylor Ikanaga from Honolulu on the service line. Ikanaga now to Mia Johnson. Deflected. Kristen Bell was ready for it. Palmer back to Brighton Bishop. Bird setting it up for Leoniak. Leoniak misfires. And it's back to Utah Valley. Abby Miller and Tori Dorius will come on for Coach Atoa. Abby Miller will serve. She has 10 assists, 5 digs for the Wolverines. Nice serve there. Got an error on Igidi, and it's back to Utah Valley. Miller serving again. Mia Johnson up to Bird, and it is Igidi this time who sides out for Hawaii. Igidi, 8 kills now, hitting .286. Kristen Bell to Abby Miller, now up to Kendra Knock. Leoniak keeps it in play. Nice diving effort from Van Sickle. Miller back to Tanavasa. And yes, Kasna coming alive here in set number 3. The WAC preseason player of the year making some noise for Utah Valley. Abby Vincent back in for the Wolverines to serve. And Vincent just a hair long. It's a service error.
It's been nice to see the serves tighten up a little bit since set 1.
Set 1, it was wild. There was 8 combined service errors, and it's definitely been sharpened up since that point. Riley Wagner serving for Hawaii. Miller back to Kristen Bell, and it's Kristen Bell who gets through the block. Four-point lead, largest lead of the set for Utah Valley, 14-10 as they're trying to get to that 15-point mark. First. Van Sickle deflected at the net by Doris. Doris is tall. And Hawaii misfires. Wolverines take it 15-10. We did have an earlier timeout, so we'll stay here with it. No. We'll take the break. Wolverines responding well. Welcome back where Utah Valley leads it 15-10 in set number 3. Been an interesting match, Kaylee, where Utah Valley led all of set 1. Hawaii controlled set 2, and Utah Valley's done a nice job of really controlling set number 3.
Yeah, I liked how the Wolverines have responded with this set 3 coming out and really almost acting like set 2 didn't happen. I do notice with stats, though, that Hawaii has 2 players. We've talked about Brooke Van Sickle and Amber Ajiti basically
carrying the load
of the offense with a collective 19 kills. Now,
and between them, they're hitting
kills.
over 300 combined. As a team, though, they're down to 174. So you take them out of the picture, it's really bleak offensively for Hawaii.
Yeah, whereas we're seeing a much more spread out offense for the Wolverines. Not a ton of high kills or numbers from any one player in particular, but a much more spread out offense. So Wolverines can really control those 2 offensive threats on Hawaii and just stop them. They have a great chance of winning the match.
Natalie Palmer to serve. Palmer with 9 assists at that setter position. Abby Vincent cannot keep it in play for Utah Valley. It's back to Hawaii. Trailing by 4. And we'll see Mylana Bird on the service line. Bird with 23 assists to go along with 9 digs and a service ace. Kristen Bell. Nice set out for Utah Valley. Much better job in set number 3, siding out. Hawaii goes on that big 6-0 run late in set number 2 to really put it out of reach, but no such runs here in set number 3.
Yeah.
And there's a kill for Riley Wagner. Her first kill for the Rainbow Wahine. Both teams trading points right now, which that's a good thing for Utah Valley. Up 4, 17-13. Brooke Van Sickle to serve. Brighton Bishop will hit it over. Good opportunity here for Hawaii. It's Mia Johnson, the freshman. Nice play at the net by Utah Valley. Bird to Johnson. Now it's the Wolverines' turn. Palmer over to Kasna. Nice dig there from Van Sickle. Leoniak. Kaylee Downs pops it up. Palmer over to Kaz. Over the block. Touched by Williams. And Leoniak will hit it over on hit number 3. Nice play there from an all-conference caliber player, Skylar Williams. He's been recognized in the Big West, and you see why there on that defensive play.
You can tell both teams were getting tired. Their transition and their was starting to get a little lazy. It was just really going to be about who was going to finish that rally.
You do have to wonder, with Hawaii having not played in 2020, having not traveled off the island in 2 years, is fatigue going to play a role here in Orem, Utah?
Right, and we talked about elevation as well. I mean, they're literally at sea level, so they've got a long weekend ahead of them, so fatigue might be starting to set in later this weekend. But
no fatigue there from Mia Johnson, the freshman from Texas, with her 6th kill to get possession back to Hawaii. Kind of feels like whoever can go on a run late in this set is going to seize control and take a 2-1 lead here. Palmer to Tanavasa, denied. Great play at the net.
I went out and played in Hawaii against Hawaii my junior year, and shout out to their fans out there because it was one of my top volleyball experiences playing out there. Great crowd. We had handmade leis made for us, very hospitable.
Wow.
They really know the sport of volleyball, and they cheered for good plays and good rallies for us even. So awesome experience. I hope they feel just as welcome here as we did out there, but they were ranked 8th at the time, and they were a very good program.
Hawaii,
still are.
Yep, Hawaii is surging. They trailed by as many as 5 in the set. They're down by 1 now. Kendra Knock pushing it to the back row. Bird down the middle. Kristen Bell was there. Palmer back to Kaylee Downs. Van Sickle towards the net. Bird, dig there from Brighton Bishop over to Kazna Tanavasa with the left hand. Mia Johnson was there. Long rally, Hawaii trying to equalize. Palmer dives in. Downs now. Deflected at the net. Kendra Knock can't handle it. And Hawaii ties it up at 18. It's
going to be a battle to 7. Whoever can push ahead, win by 2.
Ikanaga on the serve. Kendra Knock is denied. Amber Igidi with the solo rejection at the net, forcing. Obviously, this won't determine the winner, but it'll certainly help getting that 3rd set when it's tied 1-1.
Yeah, especially after a hard-fought 3rd set, going into a 4th set leading 2-1 really helps.
Ikanaga, Hawaii on a 3-0 run. Bird. Bishop on the dig. Palmer to Kazna to try at 19. Hawaii keeps it in play. Great effort by Rainbow Wahine. Kazna 2nd time. She gets through to tie it at 19.
Kazna certainly turning it on at the right time for this match.
Tanavasa playing very well in the 3rd set.
I believe we have a challenge from Hawaii.
What could be challenged here?
I believe they were saying that there was a net
Violation?
violation by Natalie Palmer on that last tight dig.
Well, let's take a look at the replay here in the Lockhart Arena. I don't see much there. Was that the right play?
That was not the right play, but I believe on the set out to Kazna, they were calling for a net from Natalie before the ball was hit.
2nd challenge of the set from Hawaii. It's been a long 3rd set here in the Lockhart Arena, and this is a pivotal moment.
It is.
In the 3rd set.
Yeah. What's nice is it's tight, and it's tied up if Hawaii loses the challenge. If Hawaii loses, they obviously lose a timeout, but they have 2 timeouts left, so they only lose 1. If they win the challenge, they still have both timeouts and they get the point. It'll be interesting to see how it was not an obvious net to me, so I'll be interested to see how this one rules.
The decision has been made. It's being communicated down there on the scores table, awaiting the signal. And it stays with Utah Valley. So Hawaii 0 for 2 on challenges here, and we're tied at 19. Can't blame them again in that situation. That would have put them up 2. They would have really had momentum there, but instead we're tied at 19. A nice presence for Hawaii here on the road in Orem. Abby Miller serving. Great dig there from Kristen Bell. Miller into the back corner, and it lands. The setter's dump. I mean, crazy play there from Abby Miller, but finds an opening in that back corner.
Great heads-up play by Abby Miller. That corner, usually setters exploit the opposite corner. Going after that corner was very heads-up on a quick play like that.
No challenges this time, but we do have a Hawaii timeout as momentum has swung back in favor of Utah Valley, who led by as many as 5. Squandered the lead moments ago, and now they've regained it 2019. Abby Miller, her second kill, along with the 13 assists, 5 digs. Shares that setter with Natalie Palmer. They've done a nice job for Utah Valley today. 25 assists between the 2 of them. Is it hard to get into a rhythm with so many stoppages late in a set, Kaylee?
Yeah, when you're down, certainly. When you're up, it's easy to kind of get back on the court and maintain some sort of momentum, but usually when you take a timeout and you're down, it's to try and slow down their momentum, which, you know, they need to do at this point. But Hawaii does need to figure out their best option to score right now. They've got Brooke Van Sickle back row, so they could go to her back row, but they have great options front row as well.
A huge service ace from Abby Miller to put them up 2. Her first service ace of the night could not have come at a better time. The sophomore from Pleasant Grove, Utah, right up the road here in Orem. Van Sickle to Bird, over to Leoniak. Wolverines were in the right spot, but the block lands out of play, and it's a side out Hawaii.
You know, Leoniak has done a really good job on the right side of exploiting the blocker's hands. If I had to guess, most of her kills are either off high hands or tooling the block.
Leoniak serving, Tanavasa up to Miller. Down the middle, Kendra Knock. Big side out for the Wolverines, 22-20 now. Kaz serving. Nice serve there from Tanavasa. Back to Van Sickle. It is not in, and Wolverines go up 3. Really nice response here. It's not over yet, but you got to be pleased with the response after squandering that lead.
Yeah.
We've got Kendra Knock tying a shoe, so we're going to take him another pause here in the third set. And now we'll resume with Tanavasa serving. And Sickle to Bird on the slide. IGD, Tanavasa dives in. Kristen Bell will hit it over. Van Sickle up to Bird. Setter's dump! Keeps Hawaii in it.
Such a heads-up play, and she is so effective on that dump.
Second kill for Mylana Bird to go along with those 27 assists. And that one could not have come at a better time. Possession, Rainbow Wahine, Riley Wagner serving. Trickles over the net. Miller over to Kristen Bell. Kristen through the block. The senior delivers for the Wolverines. Fans on their feet in the Lockhart Arena. It's been a nice crowd here in Orem, Utah, between the Wolverines and the Rainbow Wahine, and Hawaii will take their final timeout with their backs up against the wall. Really impressive response after getting thoroughly beaten in that second set, 25-14.
Pass a little bit better, but right now all they got to do is just finish this third set.
Utah Valley with the edge in the hitting percentage department for set number 3, 205 for the Wolverines. Under 100% is Hawaii at 0-7-3, and it is set point. Brighton Bishop serving. Nice serve, Burv to Van Sickle. Off the pipe. Oh, it's kept in play by Abby Miller. That was a laser from Van Sickle. This time denied, but it lands out of play, so it's back to Hawaii. Tori Dorius read her mind, but just misses on the block. Janelle Gong, junior at a Campolindo High School, comes in to serve for Hawaii. Nice pass, Miller, Dorius, the dig is there. Bird to Van Sickle. Nice left-handed stab by Brighton Bishop to keep it in play. Another good play by Brighton Bishop. Hawaii trying to break through, and they do. Rainbow Wahine still in this thing. Set point again for the Wolverines.
And I think they're just going to keep setting and feeding the ball to Brooke Van Sickle on the outside. She's their hot hitter. She's had 13 kills. She has a great hitting percentage. Why not?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. Abby Miller to Kristen Bell. She's had the hot hand, and she delivers again for the Wolverines. Kristen Bell gets the third set victory for Utah Valley. They go up 2-1 against Rainbow Wahine here out there in their longest set of the year, in their first time playing on mainland USA since 2019. Abby Miller to Kristen Bell. The block goes out of play, and the Wolverines strike first. I think it's critical, these opening moments for Utah Valley. They trailed early throughout set 2. I mean, it was 6-2 in the blink of an eye. This early moment is going to be critical here in set number 4.
Yeah. It's really important to start off strong to get that momentum. What a great start the Wolverines have had. Now it's about maintaining that kind of energy for the next 23 points.
Tori Dorius gets on the board for the Wolverines, an outstanding basketball player here in the state of Utah. That was a nice serve, although it will go down as a service error. It was right there, just misfires. Hawaii will get their first serve in set number 4. Abby Miller down the middle, Sadie Hampson from that back row. Oh, nice dig there from Abby Miller. Kristen Bell gets it over. Mia Johnson into play. Miller, Bishop now over to Kristen Bell. No touch. It's another point for Hawaii. We'll have a substitution for the first time tonight. We'll see Annika DeGood.
And Kate Lane coming in. Looks like Hawaii is going to start running a 6-2 now. Kate Lang will be their new setter. And they're going to try something different. See if that helps.
Side out for Utah Valley. Kaylee Downs and Natalie Palmer come in for the Wolverines. Palmer will serve. Palmer with 12 assists and 5 digs. True freshman out of Arizona. Nice serve there from Palmer. Nia Johnson. Palmer over to Kristen Bell. Nice play. Diving in was Van Sickle. Kate Lang got it over for Hawaii. Kristen Bell again through the block. Popped up. And we have an error by Hawaii. Another point for the Wolverines. I know it's early, but you got to feel good about this start by the Wolverines when looking back on how it began in set number 2.
Yeah, I think the change made by Hawaii to run a 6-2 is kind of searching for some answers of how to help, but you can't deny that what they were doing before was working to some degree. I mean, yeah, they lost that third set, but they've only lost by 2 each set, and they won by 11. So I'm interested to see how this new lineup with 2 different setters and 2 different right sides is going to shake out for them.
It's a risky move with your backs against the wall in set number 4.
Yeah, you've got to do something different to have a different outcome. I'm just wondering if that is the answer for them.
Well, we'll find out shortly here in set number 4. Kristen Bell in the meantime with the kill for the Wolverines.
12 kills now, only 2 errors, hitting 333.
That's
She's
pretty
having
nice.
An awesome night.
Lang setting it up. And a quick side out, courtesy of Igidi. Back to serve will be Amber Igidi. 10 kills, 1 of 2 Rainbow Wahine in double-digit kills.
Another net violation for Hawaii.
Errors have hurt them.
I don't believe I've seen as many net violations in an entire match for both sides combined in a long time.
Sadie Hampson serving for the Wolverines. Quick side out. That time it was Skylar Williams on the kill for Hawaii. And now we'll see Mylana Bird back in, as well as Martina Leoniak. Bird will serve. Kate Lang will come out for Hawaii. First time we saw Kate Lang, a freshman from Keller, Texas. Palmer down the middle, Kendra Knock. Nice dig there on the back row by Riley Wagner. And it turns into a kill for Brooke Van Sickle. And we're tied at 6. Palmer to Knock, and nice play there by Wagner to keep it in play. And Natalie Palmer, net violation.
That is actually the back row attack that we discussed earlier with Hawaii's challenge. Since Natalie is back row, she is not allowed to cross that plane of the net, which the refs caught that time.
3-0 run by Hawaii to take their first lead in set number 4. Palmer back to Kaylee Downs. Hawaii now in the attack. Bird to Van Sickle. Great dig, Palmer. Could you get there? No. And Van Sickle extends the scoring run to 4-0. Bird will serve again. Palmer down the middle, Kendra Knock. Nice pass and finish for Kendra Knock.
Back serving, Abby Miller. This is the original, this is how they usually start their matches. So hopefully this is something they're comfortable with and can get back in this game with.
Point to Hawaii. Nice positioning by Dorius and Knock, but the block does land out of play, so it's a Hawaii point. Van Sickle will serve again. Nice side out by Utah Valley. No separation really here through the first third of set number 4.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. That was a good response by Utah Valley to get that ball right back.
Service ace, Kasna Tanavasa. That is the 5th service ace of the match for Utah Valley. Tied at 9. Mia Johnson to Bird, back to Mia. Tanavasa was there. They'll try Tori Dorius on the right side this time. Abby Miller, Brighton Bishop now, Kristen Bell does not get over the net, and it's a side out Hawaii. Taylor Ikanaga serving for Rainbow Wahine. She has 7 digs along with 3 service aces. High into the sky was Van Sickle. Tanavasa, Abby Miller, back to Tori Dorius. And Tori Dorius gets the kill for Utah Valley as we're tied at 10. Sadie Hampson comes in for Kendra Knock. Little floor cleanup there for Milana Bird.
It's a little knee pad sweat. It happens.
Brighton Bishop will serve. Bird down the middle. Ajidi has had the hot hand for Hawaii. 11 kills now, hitting over 350.
Yeah, I said this before, but I really like that connection between Bird and IGD.
Kristen Bell trickles over the net, but it will go to Hawaii. They go back up by 2.
Hawaii continues to target Kasna Tanavasu on the serves. You can see Brighton Bishop kind of scooting over and crowding her a little bit.
Kate Lang served for Hawaii. And Kristen Bell, a nice side out for Utah Valley.
Great high swing off hands. That's her 13th kill of the night. Second in the match, just behind Brooke Van Sickle.
Natalie Palmer comes in as well as, for the first time tonight, a freshman out of Ohio, Jules Fink. High pressure situation for Fink here in set number 4. Quick side out, courtesy of IGD. She's been stellar, 12 kills now. Hitting percentage climbing up near 400%. 9 blocks as well for IGD. Jules Fink First kill of the night for Jules Fink. Wolverines doing a nice job of keeping this one tight as we're at the midway point of set number 4. Service Kristen Bell, and it is a service error. The 8th service error for Utah Valley gives it back to Hawaii. Amber Igiti to serve, sophomore from Louisiana. Palmer setting it up for Kazna Tanavasa. Kaz, both teams really trading points at this point.
Yeah, that looks like the Kazna we have been somewhat missing all night.
8 kills for Kazna. Hitting percentage down at .037. Lang setting it up. Palmer with the dig. Knock hits it over. Lang down the middle. And Sadie Hampson not quite ready for it. That was Skylar Williams on the kill, and Hawaii. A match 3-1. That won't be the case tonight. If Hawaii is able to come back and win, it would have to be in 5 sets. Serving will be Mylana Bird, 6'2" setter. Palmer over to Tanavasa over the block. And Hawaii can't handle it. It's another kill for Kaz. Cuts the lead to 1. Tori Dorius comes in, as well as Abby Miller. Miller had a service ace earlier in the match. Nice swing, Martina Leoniak.
Great swing on the outside. She is the right side hitter, so that's not her usual spot that she is swinging from. That was probably one of the cleanest hits she's had all night.
Hawaii's been in front for a while now, although the margin is narrow. Miller back setting for Tanavasa. Dig there from Van Sickle. Good opportunity here for Utah Valley to pull within 1. Kristen over to Dorius this time, deflected at the net. Mia Johnson gets it over. Another crack at it for the Wolverines. It's Dorius again. Deflected. Van Sickle keeps it in play. Kristen Bell with the dig. Miller back to Tanavasa, and she can't find it. Hawaii gets their largest lead of set number 4.
Utah Valley got all their hitters involved in that set. They went back to Kazna, they went to the middle, they went to the outside, they went to the outside, they went back to Kazna. Trying to figure out what will work, but it's a great rally. Looked like the set was just a little too tight to do anything with it.
Service ace for Hawaii. Things are getting dangerous for Utah Valley here in set number 4. Momentum slowly gaining for Hawaii. Coach Otoa can sense it. He'll take the timeout. We'll stay here with it. What does Utah Valley got to do to put together a run and get back in this thing? It's been close, but it's kind of felt like slowly but surely Hawaii has been inching their way forward in set number 4.
Yeah, right before the timeout, you did see a little rotational change. Just to switch it up, they're going to move some personnel over, have Kazna hit outside instead of right side. See if that helps. That could help the passing rotation as well. So they are trying something different to get this side out right here to stop the run that Hawaii is going on. After that, you could see a DS come in back row and serve for Kazna. They kind of switch off and on. Sometimes Kazna will stay back row and serve and play defense. Sometimes they'll have a DS. Right now it's just focusing on this point, stopping the lead, get to 15, and then really go for your own run.
It's a 3-0 run. by Hawaii right now to take their largest lead of the set with a 4-point advantage. Critical moment now for Utah Valley to stay within striking distance in set number 4. Serving will be Brooke Van Sickle, leading the way with 16 kills, 3 service aces, 2 assists, 19 digs. She's been outstanding for Hawaii. Abby Miller over to Tori Dorius. Trickles over the net, and it does result in that side out.
And they kept Kazna on the right side, which before the timeout they moved her, but after the timeout they must have decided to keep her where she at, but it worked out.
Bird down the middle. Abby Miller cannot keep it in play, and it's a quick side out for Hawaii.
That was a diggable ball. That should have been a point, or at least
an opportunity.
That was not one of Van Sickle's hardest hit balls by any means.
Ikanaga serving for Hawaii. Miller down the middle. Kendra Knock. Overpass. Kristen Bell takes care of it for the Wolverines. They're still hanging around, but they've got to put together a run here soon.
And they've got to be aggressive, too, with that. Kaylee, I mean, what we're just seeing right now with Kristen Bell and the aggressiveness she's had at the net, that's what they have to do for the rest of the set.
Nice serve from Brighton Bishop. Bird down the middle.
Off the head of Sadie Hampson.
2016 Hawaii. They've done a nice job of not allowing any big Wolverine runs. In fact, really any Wolverine runs here in set number 3. Really the difference is that 4-0 run a moment ago that gave them a little breathing room. Brighton Bishop back to Kristen Bell. Deflected, and Kristen Bell delivers again. 15 kills now for Kristen Bell. She's been outstanding for Utah Valley. Natalie Palmer comes in to serve for the Wolverines. Is now the moment to get back in it. Van Sickle over the block. Oh, what a play. Still alive off the shoulder of Hampson. Great effort by the Wolverines. Oh, what a dig from Brighton Bishop. Tonavasa hits it over. Play at the net. And wait. Or do we have a violation on Hawaii? Rainbow Wahine fans not happy as the whistle goes in favor of UVU.
There will be no challenge, though. A coach can ask a player if there was a net, and they've got to be honest, because if they waste a challenge, then they're out. But that call was right, so point does go to Utah Valley.
And Sickle down the middle. And the Wolverines on a 3-0 run to get back in it. Hawaii will take the timeout. We'll stay here with it. That was exactly what the Wolverines needed. We were wondering when that run would come, and it came at just the right time.
Well, defensive plays really get momentum going for sure. You see more big offensive plays, but when you get a defensive play and a rally like that with what the Wolverines just had, and plays that really, balls that should not even be up and continues to play, that can give life to any team, especially after you win the point.
There's a lot of volleyball left to be played for sure, but how big would it be for Utah Valley win this on the year? Now they've played great competition to start the season, so that's not a reflection of what's going to happen with Utah Valley this season. How big would it be to come back, beat Hawaii 3-1, get your first win of the year against a really solid team that a lot of people think in that conference are going to win that conference? That'd be really impressive stuff for Utah Valley.
Yeah, I think anytime you get a win in preseason over a good program, especially ranked, preseason ranked first in the West, is like gives the team confidence, first of all, gives Utah Valley credibility, makes people notice them, but most importantly, helps them going forward on the season. You're still trying to get your footing in preseason and trying to figure out what's working. So you win this game, you have an idea of what works.
Palmer serving, high pressure situation. And it is a side out from another freshman, Mia Johnson. Hawaii needed that and they got it. Riley Wagner comes on to serve for Rainbow Wahine. Wagner with 1 kill, 1 service ace. Bell to Palmer, back to Kristen Bell, over the block, diving in. Nice play by Ikanaga. Bishop to Kristen Bell, and Kristen Bell continues a stellar performance here against Hawaii. 16 kills now for Kristen Bell.
Just 1 kill behind Brooke Van Sickle on the match, and she's hitting .316 right now, which is leading the percentage for the match.
Van Sickle deflected. Nice play at the net to keep it in play was Fink. They'll go back to Jules Fink. Off the shoulder! We're tied at 21. I'm not sure Wagner knew what you wanted to do there. Get out of the way, make a play, and
when the ball comes that fast, it's really hard to make that split decision, but you can guarantee she's regretting.
We're tied at 21. Hawaii led by 4 not so long ago. Wolverines going a 4-1 run. 5-1 run to get back in it. We're tied at 21. Ikanaga, they'll go to Van Sickle. Was it touched? No. Wolverines go on top. They have erased the deficit to take the lead.
And what an uncharacteristic mistake right there by Van Sickle with that.
You feel the momentum, Kaylee, here in the Lockhart Arena. Nice serve. Bird does keep it in play, but this is a great opportunity for the Wolverines. Tanuvasa with the left hand. Sliding in was Van Sickle. Clutch play from Riley Wagner to tie it at 22.
Hawaii's doing a really good job of using their back row hitters as well as their front row hitters. They've gone back row quite a bit, and they have several kills from it.
Igidi to serve. Palmer back to Fink. It is blocked by Hawaii. Skylar Williams making the play. Wolverines will take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. Final break here of set number 4. It's the WAC on ESPN+. Palmer over to Tanuvasa. Nice play by Bishop to get underneath that. A second attempt into the back corner. Kaz ties it at 23. That was a nice play from the senior, recognizing that opening in the back row.
That was an excellent execution as well. That ball could not be more in that corner if she tried.
Wow, what a pressure moment. For the first time tonight, sophomore Keilani Cedric serving. They'll go to Van Sickle. It's blocked. Can Hawaii get there? Yes, they do, but there's an opportunity for Utah Valley. Down the middle, Palmer keeps it in play. Back to Tanuvasa. Deflected. Wagner coming in. Cedric back to Kaz. And Kazna puts the Wolverines within a point. What a pass from Keilani Cedric to set up the kill. Talk about pressure as Hawaii will take the timeout. Has not played at all. Comes in, serves it well, and delivers.
Has a dig, has an assist.
Talk about staying ready when your number is being called. Keilani Cedric and the Wolverines are at match point. Looking for their first win ever against Hawaii. First win of the
They have all match, and with Bird in the front row. And they were able to do that 4-0 run to get them up top, but we'll see if they can side out and keep this game going or if it's going to finish with Utah Valley on top.
Cedric will serve for match point. Jules Fink, Kanavasa, Knock, Palmer, and Kristen Bell on the floor for Utah Valley. Cedric on the serve. May off the shoulder of Kristen Bell. Palmer keeps it alive, and Cedric, not enough juice to get it over, and we're tied at 24. Mylana Bird will serve. 39 assists tonight for Bird. Palmer down the middle. Knock is denied. Skylar Williams, big play by Hawaii. Nobody has any timeouts here, so there's not going to be any stopping the momentum from either coach. And now it is set point for Rainbow Wahine. Palmer over to Tanavasa. And it is blocked again by Hawaii. We're going to a fifth set. Wolverines had their opportunities.
Hawaii responded really well.
Hawaii has been dominant at the net. 14.
I don't believe we're going to switch halfway.
Miller to start things off, set number 5. Aijidi gets Hawaii going, and she was clutch at the end of set number 4 with some rejections. 14 kills for Amber Aijidi, along with those 9 blocks, so nearly a double-double. Serving will be Janelle Gong. Miller down the middle to Knock, and Kendra Knock with the side out. Abby Vincent will come on for Utah Valley. Service error for the Wolverines. That is their 9th service error of the match. They have 5 aces as well, so not quite the ratio you're looking for from the service line. Mylana Bird serving. Miller back to Dorius. Nice dig there from Wagner. Bishop up to Dorius. And Tori Dorius sides out for the Wolverines. Dorius now with 9 kills. Brian Bishop will serve. And quick side out for Hawaii. That time it was number 4, Martina Leoniak. 7 kills now, and didn't have a lot of juice on that, but still managed to get it through.
Yeah, sometimes the balls with not as much juice, will really exploit the block that's not pressed over well. And Sadie Hampson wasn't pressing over as well as she should have.
Back and forth we go in set number 5. Natalie Palmer and Jules Fink will come on for Utah Valley. Only one senior on the floor for Utah Valley right now, being Kristen Bell. Good play by Brighton Bishop to keep it alive. Leoniak mishits. Fink, Palmer, and now Hampson over the top. Mia Johnson misses. No touch. And it's Utah Valley taking the lead. First back-to-back point scoring opportunity in set number 5. Natalie Palmer trickles over the net, and it's a service ace. 3-0 run for the Wolverines. They're 10 points away, and we'll have a quick timeout. The first of 2 timeouts used by Hawaii. Coach Robin Amo in her 4th year, burning this first timeout as really kind of that first moment.
To say the first team to 8 in this set 5 is in a really good position.
Palmer serving and just missing a service error. That is the 10th service error for the Wolverines, giving it back to Hawaii.
That's what we call a coach's point. Coach Robin earned that point. You call a timeout and you try and slow the server down, and she just did that.
Ikenaga serving for Hawaii. Palmer back to Kristen Bell. It's Mia Johnson now. Deflected at the net. Ikenaga over to Leoniak. Brighton Bishop gets a piece of it. Vincent tracks it down. Fink gets it over on the 3rd hit. Vincent can't keep it in play, and Ijidi with her 15th kill. She's been outstanding. Hitting percentage well over 400% with those 9 blocks as well. Most of the offense coming through Ijidi and Van Sickle. 15 and 18 kills apiece there. So 33 of their 56 kills from those 2 players. Oh, big rejection. Jules Fink and Sadie Hampson gives the Wolverines the lead again, 6-5. Kazna Tanavasa will come back on for Abby Vincent.
Great time for the Wolverines to turn it on. You've got Kazna front row, you've got Sadie Hampson.
Ijidi nearly gets through the block, but Hampson gets it over. They'll try Ijidi again. Tanavasa popping it up. They'll go back to Kaz, pushing it into the back corner, but Van Sickle was there. Oh, Ijidi barely gets that over the net. Kazna, but Mia Johnson is there down the line. Play at the net. Hampson pops it up. And ultimately, it is Hawaii tying it at 6.
With how many net violations have been called tonight, I'm surprised with all that tight net play that was just happening. It was clean all around.
Leoniak will serve. 7 kills, 7 digs for the freshman from Poland. Tanavasa over the block. Pancake from Leoniak. Natalie Palmer back to Tanavasa. Hard swing! And Kaz with the side out.
It's going to be her good old arm, her swinging, that's going to get these guys back in the game. She's tried to do a few shots and tips, but it's not until she starts hitting hard that her kills are starting to rack up. Hawaii has gone back to that 5-1 that we talked about before, which means Bird is their setter all the way around again.
Cedric serving for the Wolverines. Nice play at the net, and it's won by Utah Valley. Man, you really got to be impressed with the quality serving from Kaitlani Cedric was not used before the last moments of set number 4, and she's put a lot of pressure on Hawaii from the service line. Mia Johnson. Side out for Hawaii.
That was a rip by Mia Johnson.
Freshman from Texas, Johnson, 8 kills now. Hitting percentage below 100%, but that kill comes at just the right time for Hawaii. Riley Wagner serving for Rainbow Wahine. Palmer, setter's dump! The true freshman, Palmer with a huge play. Wow, that was nice. 9-7. Wolverines 6 points away from their first win of the season.
Great heads-up play by a freshman. First of the night, paid off. Abby Miller, great serve. Going back row again like they have this whole match.
Bishop over to Dorius. Flying in, Ikenaga. Miller pushing back towards Wagner. Bird, Van Sickle. And the dig attempt by Bell lands out of play. It is a point Hawaii. No separation here as we get near the end of the match.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of set 2, all of these sets have been back and forth. You've got to think both teams are going to be tired for tomorrow's matches as well.
Both teams playing tomorrow up in Salt Lake City. Tanavasa, hard swing! Wagner will run it down for Hawaii. Will they try Kaz again? They will. This time it's over the block. Williams pops it up. And it's going to be a tie for Hawaii. Wolverines could not track it down. 9 apiece. Janelle Gong serving. Miller. Tanavasa, it is blocked at the net. Skylar Williams. And the Wolverines will take a timeout. We'll take our final timeout of the night here. It's the WAC on ESPN+. Wolverines needing a side out. It's been neck and neck here in set number 5. Janelle Gong to serve. Tanavasa to Miller. Over to Dorius. And Dorius gets the side out for the Wolverines, tied at 10.
That is a set I feel like they should have gone to earlier. They set Kaza 3 times in a row. And while she's been hot, I think it's smart to switch it up, and Dorius has been really effective. So I'm glad they went to her. I'm glad Abby set her. It was effective. She got the kill, side out. It's tied up at 10.
Down the middle. No touch, point Wolverines.
Right now it's going to be the team who makes the least amount of errors is going to be the team that wins, I believe.
Vincent, nice serve. Nearly results in an ace. Good opportunity for Utah Valley. Miller down the middle. Knock. Williams nearly mishandles it, but Hawaii gets it over. Setter's dump. Williams makes a play. Flying in was Dorius. Bell keeps it alive. Back to Tori Dorius. And Dorius gives the Wolverines a 3-0 run. With only one timeout apiece, we'll have to see when Hawaii wants to use this, as Utah Valley is 3 points away.
Dorius now with 11 kills, hitting .241.
Van Sickle deflected. Another opportunity here. Dorius, hard swing! Tori Dorius brings the Wolverines within 2. Hawaii will take their final timeout. We'll stay here with this one as the Wolverines on a 3-0 run make it a 4-0 run.
Dorius is responsible for 3 of their 4 points.
Wow.
Now with 12 kills, 4 errors, hitting .267.
It feels like it so often comes down to this, Kaylee, in 5-set matches. Who goes on that late run? And right now that's Utah Valley. Now that does not mean it's over, but Utah Valley is in a great position where in set number 4, they had to climb out of the hole to make it interesting there at the end, and they did have a chance to win the match.
Yeah.
But right now they're in the driver's seat like Hawaii was for most of set number 4.
Yeah, and I think it's less about late runs and more about the focus and the execution. But Utah Valley is fortunate right now to go on a 4 run to be in this position, but this is a one side-out game. Hawaii needs to side out, and they are very much back in this game. If Utah Valley can score this 14th point, it's going to be a much more comfortable position than 13-10.
Abby Vincent will serve for the Wolverines. 2 points away from beating Hawaii for the first time and winning their first match of the year in 2021. Setting it up for Van Sickle. It's blocked! Tori Dorius has been outstanding, and it is match point. She has been a force of nature at the net in the, last 4 or 5 points. Match point for Utah Valley. Abby Vincent will serve. They'll set it up for Van Sickle, and Van Sickle does get through the block, keeping Hawaii alive. 19 kills now for Brooke Van Sickle. Serving is Bird. Kristen Bell. Bird setting it up for Van Sickle. Over the block. Kristen Bell was there. Miller back to Dorius to put an end to it. No! Hawaii is still alive. And we'll have the final timeout from Utah Valley. No more timeouts.
Yeah.
We'll see if Utah Valley can do the little things one more time to put Rainbow Wahine away. Mylana Bird, a junior, will serve for Hawaii. 45 assists, 13 digs for the Rainbow Wahine setter. Almost an ace, great serve. And Kristen Bell finishes it off for Utah Valley University. They get their first win of the year, and I can't think of a more fitting way for this to end than on the hand of Kristen Bell.
Hey, my thoughts exactly. She deserved that last kill to finish that match. She had an excellent, excellent match.
Utah Valley fights back in a 5-set thriller for their first ever victory against the University of Hawaii in front of a nice crowd here at the Lockhart Arena. That was really special. Kristen Bell with 17 kills, Tori Dorius with 12, Kasna Tanavasa with 12 to lead the way for the Wolverines. Brooke Van Sickle was great for Hawaii with 20 kills.